So I'm literally just getting to the border, but I have been on the phone all afternoon talking to some vets, talking to some people about a haunted house, and talking to Megan about she's a sassy lady, tied up a little bit on the weekend, so she won't be in on Friday. The plan is to have her ready for next Friday, which I think is very attainable. Haunted house will be coming home this weekend. He'll be going to the vet right away. We'll be shoeing him, probably schooling him next week, and then putting him right into go. Harry has room for him, so he'll take him. Few little odds and ends today. Dominic wanted to have Lady All-Star looked at. Of course, last year her knees bothered her, so we want to keep an eye on that. He thought she was on the left line a little bit more. We did re-x-ray that knee. It's rough looking, which we assumed it would be. Not rough as in, oh my God, that's rough. I mean, literally, there's some rough spots on her third carpal, but that is... There was no way there couldn't be any rough spots on her third carpal. So we are going to deal with that. We're going to shock her knee as she's starting to train, or been training for a little bit now. Shock her knee and inject her knee with something called IRAP. Platelets, I think, is kind of what it is, if I'm not mistaken. Very healthy, a little expensive, but the entire endeavor for today will be around $500 or $600 for... Lady All-Star, and she can continue on her training. Won't miss any time for the most part. A couple of days in the stall with the injection. And then we will start, after about 3, 4, 5 days, start swimming her. And we'll swim her for a week just to let that knee cool down. And then we'll start her on a bit of a hybrid training schedule. Swimming, walker, and training. And this shouldn't really affect the trajectory of her getting to the races at all. So that was that. I was happy with that news. The news with Stay Close is a little more bittersweet. He's not going to lose his eye. I didn't want to be Debbie Downer, but I thought when I spoke to the vet today that I would get the news that they may have to remove this horse's eye. Remember what I told you is that it's really finicky. Eyes on horses are super finicky. There is a cloudiness on it. It did look a little sore. He was a little tender on it, so I had my concerns. I was concerned about it. And without, when you show me a horse with a lag, a suspensory, a broken bone, I can tell you what's what, right? This is what's likely going to happen. This is what you're going to want to see. This is what you likely will see. This is the trajectory of the, this is a prognosis. For the most part, I've seen most of it. Eyes are different, right? It's cut and dry. And I had to be as clear as I could with somebody. Somebody's talking about eyes. I said, listen, every week you're going to have a horse come in and they're going to have swelling on their eye. They banged it on the wall, or they got some shavings in it or dirt in it while they were training. More times than not, a shot of Banamine, anti-inflammatory. Just keep it clean. Make sure there's nothing in it. And within a day or so, it'll go away, right? It'll go away like a black eye. Well, not quite the same, but you know what I'm saying. And that happens 99.9% of the time. That 0.1% of the time, it gets infected, and it's nasty when it does. It can be really bad. You guys went through it with Walk on the Moon. He almost lost his eye. Stay Close. Stay Close also. I thought there was a better than even chance that they were going to call back and say, we may have to take I've never in my entire life had an eye removed on a horse. I raced a couple of horses that had one eye. Happens. But I've never had a horse with an eye removed, and the thought of it was a little gruesome, to be honest. So doing my job, I had to ask the specialist and the vet, what's the best case, worst case, both for the horse and for his racing career? They said, well, if we take the eye out, he'll be racing in 14 days. I couldn't believe it. I said, 14 days? Really? Now, there's much more to it than that. 14 days, but is there sensory deprivation, right? Are they going to start shying away from things? As you can imagine, one eye, now you have one eye, you're going to race against other horses with one eye. You can't see them now on the whatever side. So it's not just as easy as, take the eye out and see you in 14 days. It's not that easy. And we got to do what we can for the horse. So I was happily surprised to hear Dr. Richards, who I've never met in person, very nice person, say to me on the phone, Dr. McKee, we had a conference call, Dr. McKee say, or Dr. Richards say, I think we can save the eye, got to put a lavage system in. Same type of thing we had with Walk on the Moon. I guess she said they're going to put it in, round-the-clock treatments, and then he'll be at the farm, round-the-clock treatments, but in a week she wants to see him again, and she believes she'll see some forward progress. Now, all of this, for those of you that are my partners on the horse, there's a voice in your head saying, okay, but when can he race? He's going to miss 3 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks, she believes. After a week, you'll be able to see if there's... And make no mistake, this isn't, hey, don't worry, we can save the eye. This is, I believe we can save the eye. This is how we can go about saving the eye. And if we can't, that eye will have to be removed. He's still not out of the woods in that regard. Now, the horse, you'd never know it. If you walk by a stall, bouncing, kicking the walls, eats all his food, but he's kind of, his eyes kind of closed over a bit. A little cloudy, the eyeball's a little cloudy. It's a little sad looking, to be honest. But this does happen from time to time, and given the month we've had with injuries, I guess I would still take this injury over almost all of the ones we've had over the last month. So maybe we're going in the right direction. So a bit of an oddity. You'll hear me say from time to time, I've never seen this happen. I've never had a horse that lost an eye. So I don't want to start now. Stay Close will miss 3 weeks. And I wanted to make this video public because, one, for our clients, and two, for you, because there inevitably will be people that want to sell their shares of Stay Close now. That's inevitable. You guys know that. You know how the system works, how the stable works. But at the end of the day, Dr. Richards was, I think confident is a fair enough word. I don't know if she was confident. She was definitely optimistic that he would make a recovery from this. So I was super happy to hear that. I literally thought they were going to tell me that he was going to have to take his eye out, and I was bracing myself for the worst. And to hear them say that, I was very, very happy. So it's kind of, as I said, bittersweet with Stay Close. I know I had told you that he'd injured his eye, and that's kind of generic, and nobody really knows what I'm talking about. In fact, what I was talking about was he did have a little scratch in his eye. Did it come from a rock? Did it come from shavings, wood shavings? Did it come from whatever? I don't know. As I said, it never usually shakes down like this, but it did in this case. So Stay Close, hopefully will be okay. Just watching him, it's literally sitting at the border making this video. Hopefully Stay Close will be okay. And also Lady All-Star, good news with her. She'll be okay. Got to do a little vet work on that knee and protect it a little bit, but that's fine. She just turned 3, right? And that's the thing that we all forget. Her knee was bothering her last year. It still is. Of course it is. And it might bother her till next year also. But it should be manageable. So I was happy with the news I heard on both of those horses. We had some scratches this week. Stay Close was obviously scratched. Cintra will miss a week because of the vet work we'd done him, which is fine. We did the work to him. He's going to miss that freezing cold weekend, which is good. Hopefully next weekend's a little warmer. We can get the corks off and race him at Mohawk without the corks on. James can drive him. He can drop way down in class, I believe, now. So that's all good in that regard. We'll have Haunted House ready to go, hopefully that same weekend. What is this person doing? Haunted House ready to go that same weekend. We'll be racing also She's a Sassy Lady in the States. All the horses here. I was so happy with the way I saw World for Two and More Than You Know train today. They were both very, very good. Landing Pad trained good. I didn't talk about them in the other video, but Landing Pad trained good too. Now, 1.5 miles, 2:16, last half in 6. All that is good. But most importantly to me, he was rough in the straightaways and wasn't finishing up as well as he did. We made some shoeing changes to him. And actually, Mario stuck around because I literally watched them finish up and left for Ohio. Mario stuck around and trained the horse with Dominic. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate it, Mario. Very, very happy with everything that went on today. I didn't know how a lot of it would go. How would the babies go? Would we be able to drone today? How would the 3-year-olds train? What about Stay Close's eye? What about, Dominic had told me you wanted to get Lady All-Star looked at. Is something wrong with her? Everything went on the proper side of good today, and that's a good day. So with that, I'm going to let you go now. I'm going to head down to the Nexus line after 5 cars have beat me to it. Head down to the Nexus line here and get through to the States, heading into Ohio tonight. The plan, as I said, is to bring you guys a video tomorrow of all the babies in Ohio. We have a few scratches also. Jason wanted to give 3rd and 6 another week, a week to get his legs under him also, which I didn't mind. I was so thoroughly disappointed with his attitude the last time he trained. Castrating him was an absolute necessity in my mind. And it wasn't that he was pulling up. It just, I expect more. And when the horse is almost flipping you the bird when you're training them, and that's how he felt to me when they're doing that. It's like, all right, I see you. Don't worry. You know, you need to curb that right away. I do have other news. We went to castrate the Father Patrick colt today, activation, and he's Ridgeling. He's Ridgeling. So he's going to go down to the Brown University and get done. I think Dr. Latessa said somebody from Northfield has an appointment Thursday. He was going to try and stretch that appointment and get us in also to get that horse castrated. Normally what we would do if they couldn't get him in is just take him back to Canada and get Dr. Cote to do him here. That's also an option. But he will be castrated also. So, a little odd that he was a Ridgeling. I didn't know that. I know he's listed as a colt, but it happens. I think he's listed as a colt. It happens, and we'll deal with it. So, everything is good today. Tomorrow, if I could just train the babies tomorrow, that would be awesome. We'll see how that plays out. There is a cold snap coming, so I was so happy on short notice that our caretakers showed up ready to rock today and get the horses trained. I was happy that the horses showed up and did their work very, very well, especially coming back Saturday, Tuesday. That's not always easy to do, and on a deep track today. You can see when you watch the videos, some of the horses struggling a little bit. Those flip-flops, and as I said, you know, Danny said, can we get the flip-flops off some of them? No. Why? I don't need to make it easy on them right now. Why do we need to make them easy on them right now? They're here to work hard. And you know, when we do get those flip-flops off, it'll be that much easier for them. So a little heavy lifting and hard labor today for some of the horses, but they did their work well. The ones that made breaks just made quick little breaks, like Drebin made a break on the front, and Watch Your Step made a break coming out of the turn. So did McPaisley. All of those are explainable. On their gaits, the track, the flip-flops, all of them are explainable. I'm happy with everything I've seen so far in Ontario. Very happy today. It's a good day. Good luck to the Yes group tonight at Dover and everybody racing the rest of the week. Take care.